What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling great today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just phenomenal, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Saturn, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based upon our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void, of course. Just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And what great energy, Cancer, because the moon is going void of course today. And she's going to be going void of course a little bit later today, Cancer. She's going to be going void of course at about 6:52 p.m. and that's going to be Central Time. And then she'll be moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. Okay. Nice. She'll be moving from Capricorn into Aquarius at about 9:05 p.m. So we're looking at about a 2-hour, 13-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with the void of course, this is an energy of just really kind of recharging, Cancer, really kind of checking in with yourself, seeing how your energies are doing, especially with how receptive our sign is and the energies that we can pick up, because we, Cancer, we feel the energies around us, and we can pick up that stuff. So this is a great time to do any sort of like meditation, do any sort of cleansing, of your energies, and just getting getting some good rest and things along those lines, doing some introspective work. But also, you may notice with this energy that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes, and that also that people may be less likely to make decisions during this time. So just something to pay attention to, Cancer. I've definitely used the void, of course, to just kind of dip out on some things, but just to put some decisions off there. And it has always been to the benefit. I've only done it like maybe once or twice, but it works, Cancer. Work with the energy. But now the moon, since the moon's going to be in Capricorn for the majority of the day, we're going to give this energy to Capricorn. And with the moon in Capricorn, this is a very, very strategic placement for the moon. The Capricorn energy is very, very patient, very principled, very pragmatic. If you need to get any sort of, if you have any kind of like ambitions, towards careers or anything along those lines, Capricorn energy embodies that. A very hard-working sign. They're the opposite sign of us, the fathers of the zodiac. And their sign of achievements, career, status, that's just some of the things that they cover. So if you're thinking about things along those lines, that's going to be great with this energy here too. Or just even thinking about what we want to tackle, maybe even for like our next lunar cycle, Cancer, since we're on the reflective end of the phases, Capricorn's got your back. And let's talk about this waning gibbous phase or disseminating moon, because this is like the calm after the storm. We've got done celebrating, now the dust is kind of settling, we're in like the reflective state, that skill that we've been working on is really starting to lock in. And now we're starting to, do some assessment and some reflection, some evaluation, figure out what's next, what's the next transformation looking like, and what other healing, and really just like expressing like gratitude as well, Cancer, just for all the effort that you put into every time that you set out for a new lunar cycle. So take that time and make sure that we're giving ourselves a round of applause and all of that, Cancer. And then last couple things. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as it makes sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Cancer. But check out the general energy of the day. We got the 7th card of Aries here, which is the kerosene card, and this is a hot card because this is a card of aggressive, accelerate, ignite, determined, fuel, encourage, sustain, powerful, stimulate, volatile situation, provoke, watch out, unpredictable, combustible, propel, and hot. And you know, Cancer, I was thinking about that just because it seemed like our energies have been kind of hot here the last maybe few, kind of on and off. A lot of Mars energy coming through, Aries energy, in which it definitely makes sense. You know, Mars being in our sign, you know, we still have, depending on when you're watching this, Mars will be moving out of our sign on the 19th of May. But also, Cancer, you know, Venus moved into our sign as well. And this would be just thinking with that, you know, Venus, one thing, you know, just even thinking with this Capricorn energy while we're working with that as well. You know, Venus, one of her things is that she's a planet of abundance, you know, thinking about resources. You know, she's all about farming, you know, being that she rules over Taurus. You know, she's thinking about her security, you know, and that security in like her finances, her health, her mental, you know, mental health and all of that, spirituality. So this is a great energy for thinking about that, just with how we're getting a lot of, you know, we're getting closer and closer to our season and planets are starting to make some moves there. But just thinking with that Mars energy, if we've been, even just like if we've been thinking about, just if we've been thinking about starting up something, Cancer, I just feel like that the energy has been just saying it's been really ripe right now for us to just really start doing some like really great manifestation. You know, we just had that lunar eclipse that just happened in Scorpio, which, yeah, Scorpio felt that it was going to feel that the most, but you and Pisces, you know, we're going to feel that positive energies as well. Those, depending on where your sign falls, you know, it forms a trine, and that's a really very positive energy, Cancer. So really, if you've been kind of sitting on some kind of fuel or some kind of ideas or been wanting to just get this energy moving, let's get that stuff. Let's put this thing to work. Let's get this. Let's accelerate here, Cancer. But let's get some tarot on this and get some more details, because this really can now, really, especially with Venus being in our sign, we have such a great relationship with Venus that, you know, abundance can come. We can absolutely start thinking about 4 of coins. Wow. Talk about heat. So you got the 4 of coins here, you got the King of Wands, and then we got the Ace of Wands, Cancer. And this is what I was talking about, especially with Venus being in Cancer. Granted, this is an energy for, you know, we can really focus on our security with our family as well, you know, really kind of focusing on those type of bonds. But you really can, you know, we can be flexible with these energies, because look at that. You know, here's some more heat for you. Kerosene, this kerosene card is basically an Ace of Wands, and the energy's been hot, Cancer. So what do you want to do with this thing? You know, what do we want to, if we just been feeling kind of antsy, or, you know, just if the energy's just been, if you've just been feeling motivated as of late, you know, really, this could be, you know, starting a job, starting a side hustle, starting a hobby, but just thinking about just some ways that we can expand, you know, doing that reflective work, doing that deep dive, because, you know, the King of Wands, he rules the first 2 decans of Sagittarius and the last of Scorpios. And Sagittarius energy, they're all about expansion, growth, and higher learning, higher perspectives. Scorpio's going to do that deep dive, figure out how we can get to that source. And the King of Wands, you know, once he finds that thing, bet he's taking this Ace of Wands and he's going out there and getting it, because he knows that it's going to bring him stability. It's going to bring him this foundation and gets him closer to whatever 10 of Pentacles looks like for him, you know, his long-term goals. So just really, Cancer, just, you know, when you have energy like this, or you have any kind of like ideas or anything, you know, for whatever this, you know, however this applies to your situation, definitely make this thing happen. But just thinking with this energy too, and how you kind of got the Ace of Wands, we do want to be also mindful too, just thinking with the unpredictable, the combustible, you know, we want to be, because sometimes when we're not working these energies, Cancer, even if we're, you know, just how do I want to put this? I just feel like sometimes if we keep this stuff bottled up, sometimes it can come out in weird ways. You know, maybe we're might feel a little aggressive as of late. You know, or you know, it might channel differently. And if we're not paying attention to those signs, you know, just because that can be a way when we have those like visceral responses to things and they seem out of character. I feel like that's higher self trying to get your attention. You know, just like, hey, we need to look within. We're acting out of character. What's going on here? So I hope that makes sense, Cancer. Just something else that just kind of popped in my head here, but oh, okay. Let's see what. Oh, well, look at that. We already were talking about some challenges, Cancer. So let's get some more. Let's get some tarot on this. I was ahead of the game. Interesting. Okay. So one conflict, Cancer, you got the Six of Wands here. And with the Six of Wands, you know, when it comes to getting these things started, whether it is self-improvement, whether it's starting a hobby, you know, maybe making that career change, you know, however apply it to your situation, I do feel that sometimes it's, you know, when we get along the way, that we forget that sometimes when it goes to, even when we're aiming for things that are going to fill up our cups, you know, like our dream there are going to be hurdles along the way. And I feel like that this kerosene, you talk about the watching out, the unpredictable, when we do hit roadblocks, to not let that deter us, you know, or not let us get flustered, or, to turn it into a volatile situation where we might even just overall just up and give up, Cancer. You know, we want to, Six of Wands, just thinking here, I love this little guy. It's a little iguana that's, he's building this sculpture here. But you got to think at first, it all started with the vision. You know, usually what people see is like the finished product, but you know, a lot of the times people don't get to see the sweat and the tears and the emotions that you poured into whatever it is that we start. And it's remembering that, Cancer, that all of those experiences are part of that journey. And every time that you get through those things, you know, we keep that energy going. Those are wins, and those little wins, they're just going to keep accumulating and accumulating till they just keep forming big wins, you know, and then we just keep having big wins. That's what Capricorn is all about. We can learn a lot from our opposite signs. You know, there are going to be some times, because, you know, Cancerians, you know, because we are more kind of feelings and water based, it's more kind of like what we want to do. And it's not to say that we don't have what it takes, you know, to do what we have to do, but it's just sometimes it's just like, oh, do I really have to do that? Like, man, is there like an easier way that we can do this? Whereas Capricorn, they're just like, this is the goal, let's get it done. You know, they're whatever that looks like. So that's just something too to think about, Cancer, you know, just remembering to persevere through this stuff, you know, not let those things get you flustered or anything along those lines. All right. Let's see what else we have, Cancer. Ha! The Fool. I love it. And that is a challenge too, Cancer. Sometimes it's just even just getting started, you know, because we could have, it can be a lot, you know, sometimes, you know, doing this, when we think about this stuff, you know, growth every cycle, you know, and just the constant changes of life, and, you know, just the doing of the things, but it really is it makes the trip, or the journey fun. I don't know how well you can see, like, look at this little dog just juggling on top of the world here, because that's what it's all about. When you've put in that work and you start really, the more wins you get, Cancer, I feel like just the easier it comes, like, because, you know, the Fool is the first stop on the major arcana train. We have a long journey. We're just getting started. We may have a long journey ahead of us, but man, when we get through that cycle, what you're gonna accumulate and all of that, man, when this next situation comes about, it just gets easier. It's just like when you think about like a video game. It's like, you start out level 1, you don't have anything, no equipment, no nothing, but we endure, we get to level 10, level 20, level 50, and then the cycles get easier, still kind of the same sort of layout, but it's just like a different player, a higher vibration. And again, that's exciting. The Fool, these feelings of these big energies, really bring about the change, Cancer. And don't be afraid to, because sometimes, with the Fool energy, this can be, we could be worried about failure in things. And again, of course, there may be failures along the way, but those are great moments for reflection, Cancer. They're great nuggets great things for you to just juggle around with, to ponder, to how can I work this to my advantage? Okay, this everything, we had we have like spilled milk and broken vases for a little bit. How can we turn those to our advantage? So let's see what else we got here, Cancer. But yeah, don't be afraid to start something new and just take a risk and see what happens. Okay, Cancer. Wow, Cancer, that's sick. Wow. So you got the 5 of coins here, but then guess what? You got the World. Because it's like brilliant, Cancer. I love when you do that. Because with the 5 of coins, here's the adversities that we may face. Here's the possible, like there may be times where we feel that, do we have the resources for this thing, whatever this is that we started? Do we have the confidence? Do we have the any of it? That perseverance? That like in Cancer, the answer is absolutely you do, because you've done it before. It just takes a different form every time we complete it. But Cancer, that doesn't keep us from not journeying into the unknown, seeing what I love this. This is probably one of my favorite depictions of the world, because it's like you never know what you're going to discover in Cancer, but life is this is what a perfect example of Cancerian energy. It's all about experience. We go through this stuff. We may face some hardships. We're going to face some wins. We're going to get out of this a whole brand new, higher vibratory Queen of Cups chariot. Let's level that up. Chariot, And I also feel like with this too, Cancer, just thinking about this experience, this could be saying, just how the Fool and the World pop up. This could say, go out and go experience some things. If we're not even sure where we want to go in life, what a great time for a journey of self-discovery. Figure out, maybe go do this, I don't know, go on like a hike, maybe do some backpacking somewhere, Cancer. I don't know, have fun. Or Cancer, you can even do this, we could even do this internally, do like a staycation, do some, light some incense, anything along those lines. But Cancer, just don't worry about it. Even like how we can, when we had some conflict, you still got through it. You got through it like a champ. That was impressive. So I'm impressed. More? Because what else do you need? That was dope, Cancer. I love that little hardship, a little victory, and then you get to your win. Let's get some advice from Saturn. That's all Saturn wants. Let's see what we got here, Cancer. I love it. Okay, so you got the Knight of Coins here, and then you have the 9 of Cups. And Cancer, some advice with this. When we're going through this journey, 9 of Cups all day. Remember that keep those high vibrations going. It's just like, yes, you know, might hit some bumps in the road, but this is going to mold me into something great. This is going to shape me into something fantastic. You're working towards becoming a king here with this Knight of Coins, but we got to put in that work, put in the perseverance. This is Taurus energy. It's got a little bit of first 2 decans of Taurus and the last of Aries. More. All right, Cancer, actually, we're going to switch back over here too. And it's when, you know, Taurus energy is very calculated because they're all about security. But when they do find that thing, that Aries energy is going to motivate them. That Ace of Wands, that kerosene, that's going to keep them lit. And they're going to pour all they're all into this, whatever this is, their focus is during this lunar cycle, or whatever, whenever you plan out these things, Cancer. But really, perseverance, patience, all of that. But just don't sit on this energy and don't think that you can't get to the end of it, because I mean, you literally just showed me right here what you can do with a little energy, some planning, and some high vibrations, Cancer. So I like that. I think that was a smooth little ending. I think I'm going to leave that there, Cancer. So give it a thumbs up if you like that. Let's get this circulating, Cancer, and get this energy moving, because I feel like it is partway Mars in Cancer trying to like motivate us to get moving, because, you know, Mars takes I think it's about a couple years to transit the Zodiac, so it'll be another couple years before we get back into this energy. So work with this at this time. You know, it's fantastic for it. And share this, Cancer, if you know someone who might be kind of, maybe they got some ideas they've been sitting kind of, you know, sitting on the fence, you know, whatever that might be looking like. Yeah, share this with them, Cancer. Then when they're done with their journey, have them subscribe, and then, you know, tell us about it. And you know, hit that bell button. They'll get notified around these videos each week. And then I'm on this meditation app, Insight Time. I've been on there for years. And I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a little group that share your fool's journey, talk about how you got to the end, you know, even talk about your challenges, but also a place for positive affirmations and encouraging messages. And then as it grows, definitely want to just like schedule different meditation groups, and maybe, you know, we'll do something like Leap of Faith with the Fool. I'm just, you know, they're just popping out like nuggets. So come on over, join that, and that information is in the description box. And then lastly, if you have, check your sun, your moon, your rising, even check your Saturn, Cancer. Why not? Just get an idea of your chart, what you're working with, figure out where you want to focus on, you know, the next lunar cycle. Good example, when I tell you, I have a bunch of Leo in my chart, and it's figuring out how to channel all that energy and what that looks like. It's fun, Cancer, and it gives you just more tools in your belt to work with. It gives you a whole different view of who you are. So, excuse me. So do all that. Bask in that 9 of Cups energy, be in that energy, and come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there. That's like they come out weekly, but sometimes I have like they're mainly weekly themes. I'll have like a monthly theme, and then, you know, around the time that the Zodiac season starts, I'll do a yearly one as well. It's been a fun old time, Cancer. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here. I like the hat. You got the Hanged Man here. And with that, Cancer, I'm going to get your other oracle card. The Hanged Man. This is about seeing things from different perspectives. You know, this is especially if we have something that we've been wanting to cook up but we're not sure, pause for a second. You know, think about what are some ways that we can get this thing going, and then when it makes time, or when it feels right, act. You know, let's start getting these things going, you know, when you get that realization. And I like that too, because what better way to know when to act? Because you got the Yarrow card in reverse here, and this is a card of harmony. This is Venus, ruled by Venus. And I feel like how you'll know is, you know, that this, like, really listening to your instincts, Cancer. You know, trusting those feelings, those signals that try to guide you towards this stuff. You know, just thinking this Hangman card here, this is represented or can be represented by Neptune, and Neptune is in Pisces as well. This is great energy for us to be thinking about our spirituality, what way getting in touch with ourselves, what we can do with this energy, where we want to manifest. You know, Saturn and Neptune are really setting up a lovely playing field for us, Cancer, you know, to really take these next few cycles while they're there for the next couple years, because they'll be there till 2025. You know, taking this time, and you know what? This is going to be a little bit later, Cancer, but Neptune's going to be retrograding soon, towards the end of June. Just, you know, just getting that on your radar. So be thinking about this stuff. You know, if there are things that you're noticing that are not harmonious in your life, let's what am I trying to spit out here? Let's get some let's fix it, Cancer, man. I'll be having Mercury retrogrades done, but I think I got yeah, that's everything, Cancer. So I'm gonna get you out of here. You stay safe out there. You know, thinking about all this big stuff here. You know, thinking about what you want to do for these next cycles. You know, don't feel pressure, Cancer. Don't rush this. You know, don't feel like that don't feel like that you have to tackle like a whole bunch of stuff at once, Cancer. You know, make this make sense. You know, start on maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 things if you're feeling feisty, but you know, make this work for you, okay? And then keep eyes on that moon, Cancer. You know, what better way to do some meditation, you know, just kind of sit there and meditate with her. I was doing a walk not too long ago. I happened to catch eyes on her. Just like, what's up, girl? And I will catch you, Cancer, on the next one tomorrow.